Grab a seat because this is just in. New leaks for the Crown Tundra have been exposed, so if you don't want to get spoiled about the new Pokemon that are confirmed to be in the game through this data mine, then, well... Every new Pokemon that'll be appearing in the Crown Tundra has been leaked and brought directly to you. 2 Pokemon that haven't even been shown are right here with the Ghost Horse and the Ice Horse, that have been known in previous leaks but are fully shown here in their glorious looks. Calorix can also be seen riding these two by fusing with them and turning into a Pokemon version of Gaia the Fierce Knight. What has also been shown is every shiny version of all the new Pokemon. You have some familiar colors on the birds, some spruced up lighter colors on the Regis, the 2 horses have some nice added tweaks, and Calorix, well, looks more gold than usually royal figures have a lot of that, so I guess it's not a bad design. Slowking has been confirmed as well, but there are some problems getting a render with that, so we'll see that one shortly. The shiny versions of the Calyrex horse fusions, however, seem to not change color to what their shinies are, and only Calyrex looks to be the one changed. Hopefully it changes, as the darker blue on the Ice Horse and the pink hair would be nice to also see in this variation, but this might be only a shiny Calyrex on top of a regular horse in each one, and maybe you can mix and match between the shinies. Could be unlikely, but it's questionable why they wouldn't include the rest of the colors. The birds are great, it is just a recreation of their original colors, but it's nice to even see those as the choice and a little nod to the old times. Now the biggest thing to note in this picture of all the Pokemon is the watermark. If you look closely, you can see that they incorporated a Twitter account onto each Pokemon. This is a great sign to see that Pokemon is getting more into advertising. Maybe when Zapdos opens its wings in game, you'll get to see a Twitter handle on the inside of one wing and the BMW on the other, as their new sponsorship with Game Freak. Now once your game crashes from that and you wish they took the Audi sponsorship instead, you'll get to that wonderful world of Pokemon that has also been detailed in these leaks. In this tweet, it's detailed that you are able to choose a specific horse, similar to how you can choose a tower for Urshifu. Pretty neat you're able to pick instead of having to get a specific version for each one, and can possibly have a different location for each as well. The Ultra Beasts are also catchable, but in the post-game, which looks to be a good way to end off the DLC, as you can finish the story and then have a miniature side quest at the end with the title screen popping up from our last video to give you one last hurrah. Legendaries are also unlocked as soon as you can access Dynamax Adventures, and the main story is around 4 hours, which for a DLC is okay, and hopefully doesn't include the ending post-game portion of the Ultra Beast chapter to add a bit more time to the whole thing. But assuming the main story encapsulates the Regis, the legendary birds, and the Animal Farm chapter, then it might make a decently long adventure, along with catching all the returning Pokemon and battling along the way. We do also have the names for these 2 new horse Pokemon. The Ice Horse is called Glastrier, the wild horse Pokemon that emits intense cold from its hooves and has tremendous physical strength. The Ghost Horse Pokemon is called Spectrier, the swift horse Pokemon that probes its surroundings with all of its senses besides its sense of sight, and its kicks are said to separate the soul from your body. What? Their abilities are also here, with Grim Neigh for Shadow Boy, which says when the Pokemon knocks out a target, it utters a terrifying neigh which boosts its special attack. So far, the Ghost version seems a little more sadistic. Let's see what Glastrier's ability is. Its ability is Chilling Neigh. When the Pokemon knocks out a target, it utters a chilling neigh, which boosts its attack. Okay, well at least it doesn't sound as excited as the other one, even if that's the general idea. This does allow us to know that Spectrier will be more of a special attack based Pokemon, and Glastrier will be more physically based. We do also have some new signature moves as well. A lot of ones we know are here from the previously shown legendary Pokemon, but the 2 new signature horse moves are shown as well. Glastrier looks to have Glacial Lance, where the user attacks by hurling a blizzard-cloaked icicle lance at opposing Pokemon, and Spectrier has Astral Barrage, where the user attacks by sending a frightful amount of small ghosts at opposing Pokemon. This sort of reminds me of the 2 Urshifu, where one sounds like one huge blast, and the other sounds like a multi-hit move. We also have some new information on Calyrex in its original form and its fusion forms with the 2 horses. We have Calyrex at number 898 in the Pokedex as the King Pokemon that is a merciful Pokemon capable of providing healing and blessings. It's known in legend as a king that ruled over Galar in ancient times. A little bit on par with what's been told to us from the official Pokemon website as well, but I know the one you've all been waiting for is the story behind its fusion forms. We have the Icerider and the Shadowrider, where it's the High King Pokemon in both, and its ability changes to be a combination of Unnerve, its original ability, and the ability of the Pokemon that you fused with. This might mean Calorix as a Pokemon on its own has equal attack and special attack, and then fuses it with the other two to maximize whichever one will be needed more. The Icerider variation says that according to lore, this Pokemon showed no mercy to those who got in its way, and it once moved a large forest and all the Pokemon living there to a new location overnight. So we know in this version it definitely knows its way around real estate. The Shadowrider version has a bit of a darker story, obviously, as legend says that by using its power to see all events from past to future, this Pokemon saved the creatures of a forest from a meteorite strike, but it's also said that Calorix and a Pokemon that had bonded with it ran across the Galar region to bring green to the wasteland. I didn't expect that for a ghost horse, but turns out there's a loving bond in every form fusion. Don't know how it didn't see the past and future of the wasteland area to stop it from getting to that point, but at least they went back and fixed it. That means that as of 2020, we will have a total of 898 Pokédex slots filled, which means we'll have to wait for Generation 9 to get to that sweet 900 spot. Regilecki and Regidrago's abilities have been leaked as well, just in case you forgot about those two while thinking about these new horses and all the new shiny Pokemon. But the ability Transistor will power up Electric-type moves, and Dragon's Maw will power up Dragon-type moves. A little more basic, but still gets the job done. Right now, of all the new Pokemon, my favorite has to be the Ice Horse. It just looks so aggressive and nicely chiseled to the point where it has that legendary prowess I'd love to see in a Pokemon. It even reminds me of Rapidash in a more spotlighted state with some added status. And now with Galarian Rapidash, it looks like we technically have a horse trio. Sorry Mudsdale, you didn't get a variation in this generation. The Calorix riding Glastrier also just looks like it'd make a great figure to keep on your shelf of anime figures and One Piece merch, and that added icy cape to Calorix really looks like they put a lot of thought into how it would be presented riding into battle on its steed of ice. It does also have that cape in its shadow version, but the colors look a little more on par with the blue horse. For shinies, I'd have to give the prize currently to Galarian Moltres. They all look great, don't get me wrong, and even Glacier's darker blue does add a lot to the Pokemon, but this silly looking bird in its original colors as its Galarian form just looks like a huge clown from the raw chicken shiny version in its Kanto form. It's just a great deal of improvement to see this version instead, even if it does look like it graduated from clown college. We'll be going over all these new Pokemon and their shiny versions in more detail in their own video over the next week when the Crown Tundra is officially out. But I want to give you all a little teaser, seeing as these new leaks were just released, and hopefully it got you a little more hyped to see these all in game and experience them for yourself. Maybe one day we'll all get to be Calorix and ride into the wasteland, bringing green to all the neighborhoods.